Hey everyone, I figured I would talk. I tried recording this video before, but I kept getting interrupted, so I kind of let it sit for a while. I kind of want to add some new content to my channel, so I decided to do, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a series. I've wanted to do this series for a while, and I know a lot of other people do this type of series where they look at games and they analyze them and say what they think they mean and stuff like that. I kind of want to do it from my own point of view, from what I think maybe it means, from the knowledge I have and stuff like that, as well as going into other theories, what I think of them, how accurate they are. I mean, some of them will be big name games, some of them will be little, indie games that people like, and I want to talk about them, so I kind of want to do this theory series. I'm not sure what I'll call it. Obviously, I'll make a playlist with like the working title of Theory Series until further notice. But I'm going to do things like, well, first of all, this will be very spoilery because, I'm talking about these games. And yeah, they're going to be a little on the spoilery side. And no, I'm not going to be talking about every little creepypasta. So the weird Hell Valley trees from Mario Galaxy is not gonna be talked about. Because they're pretty much just a texture map, and really my theory on that is somebody put that in because it looked cool. That's really my theory is, they thought it looked kind of neat. And that's a perfectly legitimate reason to put something into a video game. So, I have nothing against that being one of the theories. But again, that's such a short theory that wouldn't really constitute a video. And I'm not one for April Fool's Day videos, so yeah, probably not gonna do that. I'll probably release these once a week as well, so it'll be like the Magic the Gathering videos where you're guaranteed at least 2 videos a week, one being the Magic the Gathering videos and one on another day being these little theory videos. But they are going to be spoiler because I have to go into the plot of the game. I have to explain what the hell's going on. Otherwise, the theories don't make any sense. That being said, obviously, huge ass. I'll put a disclaimer at the beginning of the video. Hey, spoiler alert, because I kind of have to spoil it. And there might be disturbing content talked about, because some of these games have some pretty fucked up things going on. I originally wanted to do this with Five Nights at Freddy's, but when the sequel came out, that kind of screwed up a lot of my theory. And now there's a third one coming out, so I'm probably going to hold off on that until the third one's out and a little more is known about the third one. So, yeah. Because, say what you want about the game, because I hear people say, oh, it's just startling, and yeah, okay, the mechanics aren't that scary, but you look at the lore is very well done, and it's not revealed in, like, a really blatant way. It's revealed through phone messages, hidden newspaper clippings, and subtle hints. And the death minigames in the second one. So, that's actually pretty good for what it is. I will not do series of videos on games. If I'm talking about a game, it'll be one full, video unless the games are just different enough. For example, I do have a very specific Earthbound theory for all 3 of the Mother games. I also have a theory for the Fatal Frame games, a little bit. Although it's more of a, why the people who technically started this whole mess are fucking morons. Just a thought. And I'm not talking about the guy who made the camera, I'm talking about, you'll see when I get into it. I'll probably do that first, since there's not a new Fatal Frame game coming out. And then, of course, there'll be games like Off. I won't take fan games into account. But there'll be games like Off, there'll be games like Yume Nikki, .flow, things like that. If I'm unsure of a game, I won't talk about it at all. So I wouldn't worry about that. I even have like a small theory on Neverending Nightmares. Maybe I'll start with that, only because, yeah, I did do a Let's Play of it, and I might as well, have it on my channel with the Let's Play, so to speak. So, yeah, this will be my first theory video. This will be my first theory video. This is kind of an announcement for it, kind of an intro of what it's going to be. So basically what it is a general structure of it is going to be, first, I talk about what the game's about. So I pretty much give you the rundown of what the game is. And then I talk about, okay, what do I think it means, and what are popular theories behind it. Again, it'll be, popular theories will be like, there are a lot for Yuminiki, for example, just about a Yuboa alone. And I'll talk about what I think it is versus what I think is the actual situation. Now, I will say that Word of God will trump mine because it's their creation. I don't give a shit when anyone says, if Word of God says this, it's this, because they made it, this is their interpretation, and initially it is their artwork. So, and this isn't like an abstract painting where it can be anything you want it to be. Most video games are a little more concrete than that. You can't really make a super abstract video game. You have to have some concrete things, even if it's just something as simple as the mechanics. The closest I can think of is actually one, oh god, what's the name of it? It's a flower, the one where you fly around as flower petals, which we do have on the PlayStation 4. But, that's besides the point. So, Word of God will trump mine. So, if, say, I talk about off and Mortis officially goes on records and says something I said is wrong, then it's wrong. There's no counteracting that, because again, this is what they made, this is what they wrote, this is what they created, not me. Like, if I make a game and I say it's about this, this, and this, well then yes, my word is final, because in that case, I am Word of God. I'm the one who made it. Yes, there are other interpretations to that, and I may have purposely made you go in that direction or this direction. Hell, until Scott himself said this was a prequel, I thought Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was a fucking sequel. As in, they upgraded everything, and it was later on. Word of God canceled that. I was a little annoyed because I thought it was stupid. Because it did lead you on in the beginning to make you think, oh, hey, they reopened the place. Why? And why didn't they burn the original animatronics? Granted, I was more prone to wanting to burn the fucking puppet. Hey, a lighter and hairspray you can sneak in anywhere. Just saying. Especially back then. Anyway, jokes aside, and yeah, I will go more in chronological order of the game's timeline if I can, rather than going in game order. So if something's a prequel, I'll talk about that first because, well, it's a prequel. It starts everything up. And the sequels come after that. Or I guess in this case, like with Five Nights at Freddy's, there'll be Five Nights at Freddy's 2, Five Nights at Freddy's 1, and it's already been confirmed that Five Nights at Freddy's 3 is really far in the future. So, Five Nights at Freddy's 3 would obviously be the last one I talk about once there's more information on that. I'm using that as the big example because that's the one on everyone's mind right now. But it's not out yet, so I can't really talk about much. As a side note, I get the feeling it's going to be free roaming because I don't know how the mechanics of the camera would really work unless you're a security guard in the haunted house, which would be kind of silly. But I get the feeling it's not going to be doors and it's not going to be a mask as the hiding mechanic either. So, that's like the one theory you'll get in this video. I do think the other animatronics are all going to be back. I think this new one is probably like a retrofitted thing they made to make, like, You know how some places will make animatronics? Yeah, this will be a combination of what I think is going to happen in 3 and in an intro video. I'll do that for Five Nights at Freddy's, only because this is kind of my guess. I mean, you're either going to be sitting as a security guard for the haunted house, which, you know, could happen, or you're going to be free roaming in this one. Those are like my two guesses on the mechanics of the game. I'm pretty sure you're still going to have access to the cameras, just not in the way you'd like with the tablet, but I'm not sure how that would work. But that is kind of a staple of the game, so I don't think we should count that out. I mean, just a thought. There's also the fact that we've only really seen one active animatronic. And I'm pretty sure there's going to be more. Because I remember when Five Nights 2 and Five Nights 1 were being kind of teased, you only saw Freddy. So, yeah, you only saw Freddy, and there were 4 animatronics in one, and 10 in the other. I don't really count Goldie as an animatronic in the first game, only because the animatronics had the skeletons in them. It was more of the suit, so it was like 4 animatronics in a suit kind of deal. And that's not spoiling any of my theories from stuff I've heard. That's just more what I count it as. But, yeah, you had You had 11 animatronics in the second one. And you only got teased maybe 1 or 2 or 3 for 2. So, yeah. Everyone's saying, oh, there's only going to be 1 animatronic? No, I think there's going to be more. We just haven't seen them yet. And I get the funny feeling the toys are going to come back because somebody dug them up. Which means we may have the music box mechanic again somehow. Because I'm pretty sure that Marionette's coming back. Because I've noticed something with Scott is that he doesn't get rid of anything. He may alter them a little bit, but they stick around. Because everyone thought that Bonnie, Freddy, Chica, and Foxy were gone from the second game, and they were back and nastier than ever. So, I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing the toys and the old guys again. And I get the funny feeling they're going to be just as withered. Although, it looks like Bonnie's going to have his face back. Here's the other thing. That new animatronic, remember, there were new versions of Freddy, Chica, Foxy, and Bonnie. I have a funny feeling that the people who made the haunted house made new versions of the 4 original animatronics. Meaning they made a new Bonnie, a new Foxy, a new Chica, and a new Freddy, and made them as grotesque and zombified as humanly possible because of the stories. Yeah. I think there's going to be a few other versions. I'm pretty sure the new Foxy's going to look disturbing as fuck. I'm pretty sure what we saw was the new Bonnie. Zombon is what everyone's calling him, which I think kind of fits. He does look a little zombified. So we're going to be a Zom Foxy, a Zom Chica, and a Zom Freddy, too. So we're going to have the toys, the Zoms, and the originals. Holy fuck. That's 12 right there. Of course, Balloon Boy and Marionette are going to be back. Golden Freddy is a staple at this point, so he's going to be back. So, that's 15 pissed off animatronics. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. We're going to have 15 pissed off animatronics chasing us. I also think, and keep in mind, this is just me guessing here based on what I remember from what happened in the 2 games mechanics-wise. I don't know what the story is going to be, except, some idiot reopened Freddy Fazbear's but made it a haunted attraction instead of a pizzeria. So it's more likely adults are going to be going in there than kids. And it's probably going to be open at night. But I also think whoever you're playing as is probably going to get paid a lot more than Schmidt and Fitzgerald did. And And yeah, I do think the custom night is going to come back, because why the fuck not? I think it's going to be even more demented. There's going to be at least 14 creatures that you can upgrade. And the reason I'm saying at least 14 is because if the marionette keeps its mechanics, if it does come back, you don't need to upgrade that motherfucker. I don't know if it's going to be doors, lights, mask, whatever. There's obviously going to be a light mechanic of some kind. It may be a flashlight again, but if you're moving around, it's probably going to operate a lot like Slender. Only probably a little more, like a weird mix of the original Five Nights and Five Nights 2 in Slender, which will be kind of an interesting mix to see. Which means the animatronics can chase you and you're going to have to run. That's going to suck. I have a feeling that each the animatronics are going to have varying mechanics. Obviously, I think Zelma's going to act more like a normal mechanic, just, appear and try to shove you into a suit unless you do the specific thing to stop said animatronics. That normally works on all animatronics. For example, the mask in 2 and the doors in 1. And I think we're going to find out a little more of the story. We may find out more about Freddy Fazbear's Diner. We may find out more about who killed the kids and why he did it. Because we're never really given a motive to why the guy killed the kids. We may find out why the animatronics were so glitchy. We may even find out what happened to Mike Schmidt. Because we don't really find out his fate or just Fitzgerald's fate. We may find out the age of the Bite of 87 victim. A lot of people think adult, a lot of people think kid. I don't know. We may find out. We may find out exactly how much of a state the Bite victim is in, too. Because it has been pointed out that somebody with a damaged frontal lobe can live a fairly normal life. Just, a little more glitched up than normal. At the same time, it could put you in a vegetative state depending on how much damage was done to your frontal lobe. I'm getting a little into theories here, but I'm just, making that point. So we don't know the state of the victim canon-wise. I've seen a lot of really good AUs that explain what the hell's going on, but I'm just dealing with the canon here a little bit. We may find out, what the puppet is. There are a lot of theories on what that fucking puppet is. Is it what brought the animatronics to life, so to speak, or was it something else? There's a lot where we will find out. At the same time, it may also make it look like there might be a fourth one that's either going to be another prequel, only in Fazbear's Diner, or another sequel that may take place right after, when the place is shut down for good and we may run into something even worse. With that being said, let me reiterate what I think is going to happen with 3. I think there's going to be 15 animatronics. There's going to be a new breed known as the Zoms to go with the toys and the originals. We may either be sitting and being a security guard with a new hiding method, or we're going to be running around like idiots. The light mechanic may be a flashlight again, either way. And we may find out a lot more about the story. How, I don't know. All I know is it's going to be another 5 nights of hell, and I'm already feeling sorry for poor Markiplier. I'll catch you next time, guys. Night.